Hey everybody, thanks for watching the VSO Gun Channel. We are out here with another airgun review, and special thanks to Airgun Depot for getting us this gun before it's actually able to come out on the market. That's right, this is an exclusive look at the release of the Hatsan Gladius. As you can tell, this is a Bullpup designed airgun. It's chambered 25 caliber pellet. And it has a lot of cool features, and what's really interesting about this, again, is this is an integrally suppressed air gun, which means, again, no paperwork required, shipped directly to your door. This thing's putting out a lot of power, and it's coming up right now on the VSO Gun Channel.
I'll knock down a pepper bottle.
Alright, so we've seen air guns, both this one and some of the previous ones that we've done, knock down pepper poppers. We know that they can do that, right? So let's see if the Hatsan Gladius can penetrate one of these nice drums here. These are the drums you see us use a lot here on the channel. They're pretty thick plastic. And we happen to have one that we blew up the other day, right over here. And as you can see, the bottom of it is pretty wasted. So for all intents and purposes, the thing's done. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and shoot a 3-shot group on this thing and see if we can't penetrate that drum. Ready?
Yeah.
25 yards. No particular aim. And I don't see one of them. I think I pulled a shot, so we'll put a fourth one on it. All right, I see all of them. Let's go down range, check it out. So as we can see here, those things burned right through there. Those 25 caliber pellets out of the Hatsan Gladius pretty much didn't slow down. They went right through. Of course, no damage to this space. Although I can feel a few dents over here where they hit the other side. They definitely didn't come anywhere close to damaging it. Let's try another object that we have on the range and see if it'll go through that.
All right, so now we just finish up with that barrel. Let's see if a road cone is any good for this here.
Ooh, I heard ricochet on that. It might be the rounded nature of the... Ooh, that was a solid hit. Might have gone through.
This safety, I'll tell you what. That seemed to bounce off.
Huh?
Do you want to shoot me fourth?
Yeah, shoot a fourth, whatever.
I mean, they're pellets.
Yeah.
I mean, you just get a brick of them for what you used to get 22s for, or less. Let's go find out how it looks. Taking a look at this cone here. A couple, almost seems like a dent, but it might have just kind of like self-healed. This definitely went through, it penetrated, but what's impressive, look at that exit wound. Holy mackerel.
It burned through it. Oh, my poor road cone. I didn't think that was going to stop it.
If I was a squirrel, if I was a rabbit, my gosh. That's impressive. That's very impressive.
All right, Fidelis. I have one thing left.
You have another thing on here?
Yep, I have one more thing.
Let's go find out what it is.
So, Hatsan Gladius versus our steel burn drum.
Oh my gosh.
Down there, 25 yards-ish. I'm gonna put 3 in the center. Oh. I already know the answer. Oh, out of pellets. Well, so what we're gonna go ahead and do is run down there, check it out. And our answer is straight through on all counts. My poor burn drum. No, not really. We abused the heck out of this thing, and as you can tell, it's in pretty bad disrepair. And it even looks like the cattle have come to scratch on it a little bit. But anyway, through this side, come over here and let's look at this. It did not go through the back, but look at this. Look at these dents. I mean, if you stack those up enough, I guarantee you one will eventually go through. Those are booking it. Come here and look at the inside here. I don't know if we're gonna have enough light for that camera. You can see these big deep dents in here on the inside face. And check this out. This is one of those pellets after it's gone through. That thing mushroomed out like crazy. Man, that is a killer right there. That's like people lethal, like for sure people lethal. That's cool. Let's move on to something else. All right, so loading of the Hatsan Gladius. We have the action down right now, so what we're gonna go ahead and do is pull the action back. Notice the locking tab here is in the forwardmost position. We're gonna take the rotary magazine, go ahead and slip it in there and give it a little bit of pressure here. And then I'm gonna try and do this so you guys can see here. We're gonna pull this latch down and it should spring load into place. And you can see I can't remove this, it is now retained. I'm gonna go ahead and push the action forward. It strips off a new pellet and we're ready to run. Filling up the air canister on the Gladius. This thing's a little bit different than your traditional air fitting. This thing, you basically rotate this ring and you have a hole that opens up on the air cylinder, which is this part here. This, you then just take your tank, you have a quick disconnect fitting here that slides right in to the Gladius. You then turn all your knobs for your air canister, fills up, discharge the gas from it, and then pull it right back out and you're ready to rock and roll. Now, what's really cool, and this is gonna blow some minds here, is so the biggest problem with air guns is air, right? You can't, it's pretty hard to hike this big air gun depot tank into the field. You can take lots of extra pellets with you, but you're limited on the air. Well, until now, with the Hatsan Gladius, this air canister screws, if I could feel my fingers, right off, and they all come with a brass fitting that goes over the tip. You can carry 2 or 3 of these. This thing weighs less than a ½ pound. You can take that sucker, as soon as it's extinguished, go ahead and drop a new one right back in there. Try not to scratch the brass or dent the brass. Screw it into place. Make sure our fitting's closed there. And as you can see, she's ready to fire. Simple as that. All right, we're back here at about 50 yards, which in my experience is kind of pushing it for the air guns. You have to know what you're doing. You can pretty much point and shoot with an air gun inside of 50 yards, but at 50 and on, you have to know what you're doing. So what I want to see is we have a pretty wicked crosswind going on across the range right here. I'm going to dump about half this mag down there on the paper and see what kind of wind drift we get on the 25 cal pellet out of the Hatsan Gladius. So, major crosswind, 50 yards. We're approximately zeroed for somewhere in here, but of course this was ripped right off of a rifle and it's kind of like Kentucky windage kind of thing. You can see that with the wind drift, we've only got this much, probably, what, 2 inches of wind drift? 2 inches of wind drift on, I checked the weather report, 14 mile/hour winds on an air rifle. Now, the Hatsan Gladius has a power adjustment setting. We're gonna go down there, figure out where we need to hold to put a pellet at this distance in the center, and then we're gonna dial it back and see how she hits with those various settings.
All right, so now what we're gonna do is shoot 3 shots on 6 power and then shoot 1 shot on each of the lower powers, so 5, 4, etc.
Maintain the same point of aim.
Absolutely. We're not going to move our point of aim, but we're going to see if that air power, as we decrease, affects where we're shooting. As long as this finger does its job. All right, ready? 3. Now, what we're going to do is, before we charge the weapon, we're going to adjust the power. We're going to press the button on this side and rotate it to number 5. And it just clicks in here. There's all these little detents there. So basically, we're just going to press that out to the next little detent. Charge the weapon now on power 5. Get back to business. To 4.
I still hear impacts on target.
You darn skippy. Down to 2.
Ooh, she's sounding kind of weak now.
Getting weaker.
But we're definitely still hitting the target.
Last one. Last D.
Ooh, I don't think we made it.
Didn't even make it down there.
Oh, that's funny. Now, just to confirm, go ahead and spin it all the way back up. We should have 1 pellet left, right? No?
Our last one, back up to 6.
Nope.
Oh yeah, back up to 6.
Let's go check out those shots on target.
Let's go see it.
So, what we have here is Fidelis shooting fairly consistently, actually, which, with the wind, is pretty impressive. So you can see we have a consistent wind drift here. We have all 4 of the shots that were shot at 6 here. We were using this target. They wind drifted about this distance. These are the 6, the 5, the 4, the 3, the 2, and then the 1 hit somewhere down here in the dirt. Based on that, I'd say it was probably over there somewhere. But you can see it clearly does affect the power. So this is kind of pseudo looking at what happens when your gas cylinder is somewhat running out. But you can see that if you're just plinking in your backyard or something like that, 25 yards, maybe down on 2 or 3 is acceptable. When you're trying to push it out there and make some hits on game or something like that, you definitely want to be shooting at full power. So I've removed the baffle stack from this thing. We're going to send it down range, and I'm going to guess that this is going to be fairly loud for an air gun. Here goes nothing. And we'll take, we'll go with our busted barrel. Wow.
That's the difference.
That is, actually, I don't know if that's hearing safe. I don't know that it is. Let's go on our steel down over the hill here. Wind. Give it a little bit of correction here. There we go. That is not hearing safe.
It's still pretty loud.
Yeah. We're going to put the baffle stack back in because I'm not putting my ear pro on. All right, putting the baffle stack back in. I'm not entirely sure which one goes which. I don't even think it matters, but one is dirtier than the other. So I'm going to guess that it's probably the one closer to the barrel. So this drops in. Less dirty, drops right on top of it. Now we're going to take this cotton wrapped baffle here, which is very effective. I'm surprised to see. Go ahead and push it about halfway down the barrel. Take the other cotton wrapped baffle here. Start feeding it into the barrel. Although, got some slippage there. There we go. Press it down. And this one doesn't have a spring retainer. This one is literally this threads right on top of the baffles. And as you can see, it kind of interlocks there. There's a raised ridge there. So we're going to take that, and it threads right on like that and cranks down. So now we're back to full suppression. Let's see how she sounds. I'm just gonna put it in the dirt. All right, guys, out here with the Hatsan Gladius. Fidelis and I have been out here. We're finishing up the testing on this gun. All the other guys got to shoot it. Now we have to do all the...
We have to do all the actual work stuff on it.
The make it look pretty thing. Dude, this thing was a lot of fun.
I love this gun. This is very cool.
Great fun. It looks like we get somewhere around... We can shoot at least all of the magazines on one tube charge and some.
So that would be 4 mags at 9 rounds each. So roughly like 36 plus however many more. So I mean, on a full charge, you can get like a 30 round AR-15 magazine.
Pretty much.
In comparison.
Yeah, exactly. Only this thing produces almost no noise.
Exactly. No noise, and it's shipped to your door.
Yeah, shipped directly to your door, suppressed. Now, the one thing that I will say that I have to criticize the gun on, and I think you're going to agree with me on this, and you already know...
Safety.
The safety automatically coming on when I charge the gun.
Each time.
Now, we are big boys, and we can shoot a gun, obviously, that the safety doesn't come on each time. But I do need to explain this. These are European inventions, okay? And we all know that they do not share the American values that we have. So they don't have access to a lot of the firearms that we do. So in some European countries, I've come to find out that that is a requirement.
Oh, really?
Yes. For this to be able to be sold, it is a requirement that the safety automatically resets. Now,
lucky for us, that's not a requirement.
Yeah, that's not a requirement. Well,
yet.
Yeah. Pray. That's all I can say. But that said, I do know that these are shipping to the States with a different barrel in them than is available in Europe to make them more cost competitive over here.
American barrel.
But if they can change the barrel, I think they could probably also change this mechanism too.
Absolutely.
Now, I have heard told that there are several workarounds for this kind of system that is available in Europe for the guns that come to the United States. I'm sure that a workaround for this on the Gladius will be available, and it's just a matter of time.
Oh, yeah.
But that said, at the time of the filming of this video,
that's what you get.
Well, this doesn't exist officially.
So you don't get this.
So this now that this video has aired, these things are available. You can find them at airgundepot.com. Links in the description for all the information that you want to get on this gun. And I'm sure that they've done some crony testing as well over there. Cameron's a great guy. I'm sure he's done his thorough testing. And he actually wrote an article saying that one of the previous models of this gun actually competes with some of the big box air guns that are out there, like the Armada that we had.
Oh.
I do have to say, this gun is better.
This is what you want.
Than the Armada.
This is the one that you want.
I have to say...
the weight distribution's better. What's especially nice, I mean, so all of your magazines right here, like this gas tube, pull out, you throw in like your next one, the recharge is just real easy to do, as opposed to, well, I have to recharge and make sure I get it back. This is just pull back, slap it, pull back, slap it.
Exactly.
It's nice.
That is true. It's a lot more user-friendly. It's also a lot more user-friendly on the weight distribution.
Oh my gosh.
Because it's bullpup, all the weight's at the back, I can drive this gun all day long.
Oh, yeah.
No problems.
No problem at all.
With an ACOG on top of it, this is a fun gun.
It's a blast to shoot.
That said, guys, this was a pre-release look at the Hatsan Gladius. You saw it first here on the VSO Gun Channel. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to check out the links in the description to see more information on this gun and figure out where you can pick one up yourself. Thanks again, guys. Thanks for watching the VSO Gun Channel. We'll see you on the next video.